Figure 4.4 in the Erford text on page 71 introduces us to the programmatic levels of intervention. But what I want to do is return us back to the idea of a school bus and what one principal did to help his faculty better understand the systems from which the students were coming. So this is something that I actually got to take part of. I had a very insightful principal who recognized that the demographics of our district were changing. We had a large number of schools of choice students from surrounding communities and even crossing county lines, but also the demographics of our district had changed. And like many school districts, many teachers drove into the community, did their job, and left. They might have stuck around for an extracurricular activity or two, but they didn't live in the community. Another large segment of this particular teaching staff had graduated from this particular school system and in fact still lived there. And so many of their perceptions that they had were those from when they were a student. And so during professional development at the beginning of the school year, up drove 2 school buses, and all of us were loaded onto those buses. We went on a tour of the school district, and we were able to see not just the main roads that led us from the freeway to the school that was tucked into a neighborhood, but the neighborhoods from which our students came. We toured mobile home parks, communities along a lake shore, even though it was a gravel pit. 3-bedroom, 2-bath ranch houses that had been there since the 1950s, and small bungalows, now largely occupied by senior citizens. And speaking of senior citizens, any drive was going to be filled with a view of senior residential living sites. We went through apartments, duplexes, houses on a hill with 1-acre lots with price tags of $400,000 and above. While there were no gated communities, the houses certainly would have fit in a gated community. Talk about tie-togethers, talk about takeaways. It's what we were charged with doing as educators, was what new information could we tie together with what our perceptions were? What facts now helped us to better understand our students so that when we started working with them in our offices or in our classrooms, we had information to take away to better understand the perspective. The next activity that you're going to take part in is going to help you learn about a community that you worked with in the last module. So you'll want to go back to your mission statement investigation activity and find the local district for whom you were searching out a mission statement. Now you're going to learn more about that community through a national database.